Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off the package purchases and make money off of the crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, and things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. It's Sunday, and like I said, we're making up for lost time since I've went on my vacations and all that good stuff. But you know me, I love to go live. I love to do what I do, and it's all good in the neighborhood. So like I always say, do the great three things: like, share, and subscribe. You know, just keep it simple and go from there. And thank you for those who do contribute to the channel via Cash App, PayPal, all the good stuff. Eventually, I'll get to the point where I'll be able to get my. We're growing, and we're going to keep this thing rolling. All right, so rolling, all at the same time. So let's just get down to it. At the end of the day, family, are you ready to become a millionaire? But am I trying to sell you any phony packages? Am I in front of you any front of jets and magnificent overpriced boats and on a ski resort? No, I'm in my house. I'm just talking, having conversations, going from there. And you know, hey, to me, it's all good in the neighborhood because I'm giving my perspective, and hopefully, I get to get your perspective all at the same time. All right. So before we get started, like I always say, let's get my Booker T on, because you know, when I come into a situation, I got to be like,
don't hate the player, hate the game. Player, hate the game.
don't hate the player, hate the game. And I'm talking about the game. I'm talking about the game of life, regardless of what state you live in, regardless of what country you live in. We live in an era now that it needs to be normal for people to become millionaires. You know, it's becoming normal, but it needs to be the norm. Basically meaning not just becoming one, but having a discussion on how one can become a millionaire all at the same time, how feasible it can be in today's world. You know, that's just one thing that I don't think that is talked about enough. Like, no, these are feasible things that can happen. These are feasible things that people can teach in the family if they want to. But or do you have what it takes? I'm gonna go over some characteristics. Let me know if you have what it takes, or can you develop these specific skills to see if you have what it takes, and even to see if I have what it takes all at the same time. All right. Because number one, it says you started making money at a young age. That's considered a great trait. They went into the example at 12 years old, and Mark Cuban, one of the greatest to do it in the entrepreneurial space. And one thing he always says is he was a terrible employee. And I always love that he says that, because he's like, hey, I'm an intelligent guy. I went to college. I did, played by the book, by the rules and whatnot, but came to having a job. I was never really your model employee. I did not like following the quote unquote corporate structure, corporate rules and things of that nature. You know, he sold trash bags door to door, 12 years old, pockets of gum to his neighbors when he was just 6 years old. Richard Branson bred and sold parakeets as pets at the age of 7. Let me know what you did, because this is something you don't really see too many young kids nowadays. Because a lot of times, I mean, and especially we're living in a digital age, so it's coming for a lot of these kids. They know that they can make money online. Okay, like back then, we didn't have those choices. 80s, Cuban definitely didn't have those choices, and Warren Buffett definitely didn't have choices. I did social media. That's why he said it himself. He doesn't really invest in tech because he doesn't understand it like that. He only invests in things to be like I can't even remember the last time. 7 years ago. It was a young teenager. I remember he was driving around in his truck. He had it in the back of his truck, and he was going door to door. He wasn't walking. He was literally driving door to door, asking people, did they want their grass cut? He was looking around to see if anybody's grass was high. And I was going to take care of it. It was a Wednesday, so I was going to take care of it on Friday or Saturday. But I said, you know what? I said, how much? He said, $20. I said, done. So, and that's just what it is. But that's just something you don't see anymore. That, or even kids coming around asking to shovel your driveway and things of that nature. Because a lot of these kids, they know how to make money online. They know how to make content. They know how to make music. They know how to sell art. You even have kids who create their own non-fungible tokens. They're buying land or owning specific things in the metaverse and video game land, and they're making money moves in the online world. So I'm not disparaging young people. I'm just saying it's something you don't see that often anymore because they know that they can make so much money nowadays. This is the generation for that. All right, overachiever. Says, were you that student who wasn't satisfied with the B class? Many millionaires have the mindset to shoot big, satisfied with making just $1 million they want to make $10. Academically, I agree because majority of the information that was being taught to me, I didn't care about anyways. Outside of reading, writing, things of that nature, I've always tried over and that I was passionate about, or ever had tried to do my best, and even to this day, do my best to be the best that I can be. Not because I'm trying to be a butt kisser, not to be employee of the year, but hey, I'm being introduced to do a job, so I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. Let me know in the chat room what you're an overachiever at. You know, a lot of people, the other thing it talks about, you're attractive. It may not be fair, but a research conducted by Daniel Hammermesh, an economics professor at the University of Texas in Austin, attractive people are likely to earn an average 3% to 4% more than the person with below average looks. That may not sound like a fortune, but it could add up to $230,000 more over a lifetime for the typical good-looking person. Now, I'm like in the middle on this one, and the only reason why I can say I'm in the middle on this one is because yeah, you remember those days. Yeah, you was cutting the grass. I went around the neighborhood cutting the grass. I went around the neighborhood and whatnot. Yeah, you remember those days. I remember those days. Now, when it comes to attractive people, I'll put it like this: if you worked in any corporation, government building, state, federal, local, whatever, even sometimes your mom and pop stores, if you'll see, especially when it comes to attractive women, a lot of times you'll see the big wigs having attractive women around, working around them. Not to say that they're not qualified. I remember working with a young lady who was very attractive and she was very qualified at her job, and the only reason why we were cool is because I was not trying to hit on her, and I actually give love and respect to that. I wasn't trying to hit on her. And because every guy in the office was trying to hit on her, obviously in the workplace that's not appropriate, but that's just something that that people would do. And at times I was it is, but she was actually great. And I know it's kind of like, if you ever seen that movie called Charlie Wilson's War, starring Tom Hanks, and I think he had like 7 or 8 interns work for him because he was a congressman back in the 70s, and was a congressman in the 70s, and he had a bunch of women that were actually working for him, and it was very attractive. And he liked having a lot of attractive women working. A lot of times, people that look a little bit better, they actually end up getting more, something more than everybody else. Hold on a second, family. Something more than everybody else. Just checking my sound, saying it's lagging. Just checking my sound, saying it's lagging. Of course, my Wi-Fi wants to act up now, so yeah, sorry for that, family. But so yeah, so in a lot of instances, not all, a lot of times people, or even sometimes women, have a much more attractive, handsome men working around the office. That's just something that happens, not all the times, but sometimes it does. I can't dispute that. But that is a trait that a lot of times. But does that necessarily mean that you're going to be 100% successful? Does that mean you're going to become a millionaire? I don't think so. I think that's at the end of the day, that's how much you're willing to humble yourself and be strategies time to the day, not 5 lifestyle. Can this all sincerity. Another thing says you have an action-oriented mindset. Means, are you the kind of person who sees an opportunity and then takes action and takes it? I think we've all learned who's been out in 5 years of their life. You've been around people who have the last minute to get something done. And me, when I'm assigned a task and anything in life, I want to get it done. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. And when something gives me a direction to get something done, I'm going to get done now and not wait for later, because I know me. It takes nothing, especially in the social media world, to get distracted. So a lot of times, like even when I go live now, I cut off all the my own off. If any, unless there's an emergency happening, I'm not going to answer your text or anything of that nature. That's just the way the game goes. Able to let me know, are you, when you are assigned a task, this tactics go? I can't answer that question for you. I know for me, I like to get it done, and regardless of if it's a job or if it's, I'm one who wants to be able to learn every single day, every weight-wise and whatnot. I don't want every day to be mundane and the same. Even when I'm on vacation, I want to be able to work hard and be able to learn different things and be able to accomplish different things all at the same time. Another thing, it says you possess a sense of urgency. Millionaires don't wait for the perfect time to invest or launch their business. Many of them realize that there's no better time than the present at start making money. And I have to agree with that statement. I mean, sometimes the best time is now. There's no better time than now, because tomorrow might not even come. You might not tomorrow, or something bad could happen to you. You could get hurt. The time when actions, honeymoon, you should turn that hobby into something more than just something that you love to do on the side. A job, work job, and if you want to do that for the rest of your life, okay, great. But I will start laughing at an individual if they are not willing to step outside of their comfort zone, especially when times get rough, especially when they say my job doesn't pay me enough, especially when a financial burden takes place. Like, would you have any other backups outside of your job? No, that's a recipe for disaster. That's always really been a recipe for disaster. But these last 15 years, it's intensified even more so. All right. Another thing, you're focused more on earning than saving. It's no secret that the wealthy tend to be frugal with their money. While they excel at saving and spending wisely, they also know that one of the best ways to make more money is to invest some of what they earn. I couldn't agree with that statement more, because if you're not investing constantly, and if you're not allowing your money, I mean, because we just talked about Warren Buffett a second ago. The man said this statement, and it's one of the realest statements ever. If you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, then you will work until the day you die. One person said, I listened to the Zoe Williams show. He says, look, he said, if you constantly having to go to work every day, he said, you're not rich. He said, because the true wealthy never have to work. And that stuck with me. I said, that's real. So that's what makes me laugh when people earn a nice salary and they want to look down. I'm like, well, you still got to go to work too. So that's why my mind said, if you got a high salary, okay, cool. Encourage others who make less than you instead of looking down on them. Hey, this is how I got here. That's the beautiful thing about this social world. So many people can promote so many great things, talking about, hey, this is what I've done. This is how you can do it if you're willing to put in the work, the time, and the energy, and the blood, sweat, and the tears, and go from there. From rich people to high-paying, upper crust, high-paid employees, and things of that nature. And then if those who want to listen, they can just log on to YouTube or whatever platform they're on and listen. For those that don't, they don't. Life goes on. Another thing it says, you keep an open mind. You never know what an opportunity is going to present itself. And if you immediately shut down thought investing in said opportunity, then you could be losing out on make fortune. And that's real talk. Because one great example, you have a lot of people that are scared of the stock market. You have a lot of people that are scared of investing. A lot of my elders heard them talk about it, and they'll just say it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam in regards to buying stocks or buying anything outside of getting a regular paycheck, putting your money in the bank, pay your bills. That's it. Some people still have that mindset. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. But I'm not with it. Okay. And I was reading all morning. I got my day started, and it was talking about one manager, and you can look it up yourself. This one manager, and this is back in the day before Walmart became the huge conglomerate that it is now. This is back when Walmart was starting to really just expand around the United States of America and whatnot, because the store comes from Arkansas. It's really considered quote unquote a Midwest chain. Southern Midwest chain, and then it exploded. But you had managers who were able to buy stock with their 401k, or just able to buy stocks at a real cheap price during that time frame during the early 90s, early to the late 90s of Walmart's tenure, when it was starting to really grow and blow up and whatnot. And they were able to basically buy Walmart's shares of Walmart stock for cents for cents. And nowadays, they bought those stocks basically cents on a dollar, have made a multitude of Walmart employees and managers millionaires because of the price of Walmart stock is at to this day. So it's all about perspective. And like you said, and it's like the article says, it's all about, are you willing to invest? I mean, just imagine, I always say this, if I would have bought real estate in New York and I would have bought real estate in Washington, D.C., I'm just talking two houses. If I would have bought two houses back during the 1990s and just sat on it, just collect some rent and let's go back to 2004. If I would have bought real estate in 2004 in Washington, D.C., because I've read the stories, or even New York City, and I would have just sat on it, even during the real estate crash of the real estate market crash and stock market crash of the 2007 and 2008, when I held on to the real estate then, I would probably be a millionaire and then somehow just like real estate and selling it right now. But not having the right mindset, not being taught this in school. That's why I said I think most education is bogus, because they're teaching you to be great, obedient employees, but they do not want to teach you how to, because the majority of people who work on the staff, and this is no slight against anybody who worked in the education system, because I have a lot of respect for people to do it, but the system as a whole is not teaching people how to think outside of I need to get a good job and go to college box, because it puts you into that pipeline of being in the debt and being subservient and not being able to live a lifestyle on your economic terms and nothing based on nothing else. But if I would have had that information like I have now, back in my early to mid 20s, my life financially would be way different. I'll just leave it at that. All right. And having that opportunity, I would have been, because if it would have been laid out to me in that manner that I just described, I would have been like, okay, well, let's do it. But around people that were talking that kind of language, everybody in my crew, and we were talking about that we knew about school, we knew about getting a good job. That was it. And it's no slight to our parents, it's no slight to the people I was around, it's no slight to me, because you don't know what you don't know. And every day is a chance to learn. But I didn't realize that, did not realize that. All right. Another thing it talks about, you were Mr. or Mrs. Popular in high school. Now this one I'm just going to disagree with much. And article that I was popular in high school right now, Mr. and Mrs. Popular in high school right now, and they're not popular at all whatsoever. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm not even going to dig into this one. To live, even to this day, I'm able to live below my means, and it's helped me out financially tremendously. I can invest more in business so that I can enjoy life a little bit more and things of that nature. So I'm all with this one. You're able to live below your means. That's just that, because even to this day, like Warren Buffett's a great example. He still lives in the house that he had before his firm took off, in living in not Lincoln, but Omaha, Nebraska. I was going to say Lincoln, Nebraska, but in Omaha, Nebraska. He still lives below his means. Still drives a regular car. He's not Mr. Fancy Dancer. That's what I said. It's like the real ballers are the ones that ain't got to show it. Their bank account and their assets speak for itself. Another thing, it says you can defer gratification. Deferring gratification is one of the most important steps to becoming a millionaire. The reality is, building wealth generally takes a lot of time. Even Warren Buffett, one of the richest people alive and arguably the best investor ever, created more than 80% of his vast wealth after he turned 50 years old. It's a marathon, not a sprint. All right. And delayed gratification is the best things on, and that's why even, the market goes easy. A lot of people sell and run. When the stock market gets crazy, I don't run. delayed gratification, not fan. Another thing, it says you are a mentor. And I love this. Because mentorship is you wanting to, in a sense, how like me, I like to try to mentor younger people nowadays, but since I'm quote unquote in OG status. But those who want to listen will listen, those who they that's just what it is. Because I had mentors, and I can still mentor to this day because I know that I don't know everything. That's just another thing to take into consideration. All right. That is another thing to take into consideration. All right, what's the next one? You are not stuck in the past. And I love this one because to me, the only time you need to be worried about your past is looking at it through your rearview mirror. All right. The past is the past. And every time we've all got suckered into going back into our past and whatnot, whether it's friendships, relationships, places that we've lived. And a lot of times it just sucks us dry like a freak, a field full of ticks. So a lot of times you just got to be able to tomorrow. You're a goal setter. That you're not only willing to have goals, but you're really willing to check them off. That's why I don't like to talk about too many of my goals online until the deal is done. I don't talk about buying the investment property until the deal is done. I don't talk about selling the tax lien until the deal is done. I don't talk about selling my products online until the deal is done. I don't talk about getting into another business that much until the deal is done. All right. So that's just one thing I have to take into consideration. So this one says you aren't divorced. With this one, I'm gonna get into it because Jeff Bezos is one of the most richest people on the planet. He's divorced. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, he's been divorced a bunch of times. He's still one of the most successful people on this planet. This whole idea that you have to be married in order for you to be successful, nonsense. I'm not mad at people that have that mindset, but it's just unrealistic. Okay, there's plenty of people who are married and who are not married, who are millionaires or billionaires. Let's just keep it. You're optimistic. I like to be optimistic as much as possible. And that's why I love to keep. If you even look at my funny videos or the memes I keep it positive. I always say keep it positive and keep it moving. Keep it optimistic and keep it moving. Because if nobody's willing to keep it on a positive level, let me make sure I'm good to go. Keep it optimistic and keep it moving. Okay, cool. Because if nobody if you're not willing to keep it, if you're willing to keep it positive, then get the heck out of it, like because you can be an innovative, motivate, innovative person if you don't have an optimistic outlook. That is just keeping it real. All right. So talks about you may have a dream, but you don't buying this. A lot of people are successful and they smoke cigarettes and they smoke weed. It talks about, did you know that men who are self-reported drinkers earn 20% more than those who abstain from drinking, while women who drink more than non-drinking females? I don't know. There are many people who don't drink at all and are very, very successful. So, like I said, it's all you have a thick skin. This is I 100% do agree with, because when you constantly worry about what others think about you, it will hold you. It's always been that way. There's so many things in this I could have did when I was younger, but I didn't do it because I was worried about other people's opinions. So, your opinion on me is irrelevant. I don't have time for it. So I'll leave it at that. Keep up current events in the world. Kick off the early up on example. Warren Buffett, Gates reportedly read publications like the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, USA Today, and Financial Times. Now, I like to keep up what's happening from a current financial. I used to keep up with the politics and things of nature, but I never work on Capitol Hill. I never want to work on Capitol Hill. So the current event I like to keep up with certain things that take place in regards to certain incidents and weather events, things that nature. Maybe a shooting every now and then, but mostly I like to keep up what's happening from an economic standpoint. All right. Last but not least, you're constantly improving yourself. Having a college degree can make determining your net worth. The degree ultimately is determined if you'll become a millionaire or not. And this is real talk. It says Bill Gates is one of the most famous college dropouts of all time, and hasn't stopped him from continually improving himself by reading and learning new skills. And that's the thing that's not talked about enough, is that you can have all the degrees in the world and still be the brokest person on the planet. A lot of people, they get a degree or they get a certification something, and then they don't think that they should still sort of improve. Just should be able to the same, and throw a degree in your face and call it a day. Act like once again it goes into the whole privilege thing. I'm above you. I'm smarter than you. And my mindset is you don't stop learning. The only time you stop learning is when the day you die. Only time you stop trying to improve yourself, to me, is when until the day you die. This whole idea of retirement, in my personal opinion, is nonsense. My mindset is one should retire when they're done working. I mean, they should retire from doing one specific thing in life, but then they should have a new goal when it comes to doing something else. I don't care if it's painting, creating digital art. I don't care if it's exercising. I don't care if it's selling specific products, getting a certification, something else. One should always want to be one of, like this book I'm reading in regards to one, trying to be of service to others, but two, trying to be improve yourself and become a better person at the same time. Because just like I said, this is me. This is numbers. You can look this up online. Statistically speaking, one can it makes it people die. A lot of times people die much more sooner, unfortunately, when they are quote unquote retired, because they stop having a purpose. I remember I was watching Brotherhood University a week or two ago, and they were talking about one of the gentlemen, I think Corey. He was like, hey, my dad is bored out of his mind because he has no purpose ever since he retired from his job. I think that's one of the saddest things. You should have a purpose when it comes to a multitude of things, not even just, like I said, your job, your family, have a business. Just what you need to do. Figure out how to volunteer services. Maybe you can a volunteer organization or with a church, whatever have you. But never, ever, ever lose your purpose in life, because that's the moment I'm living. The moment you stop having a purpose in this life, regardless, that's why I'd say never put all your eggs in one basket. Not when it comes to a relationship, not even when it comes to your kids. And look, I'm not a parent, but your kids are going to grow up and leave the house. What are you going to do then? Always, always, always have a purpose, family. I cannot stress that. I cannot put that any other way. Okay. And that's just keeping it real. That is really, really, really just keeping it real in that aspect, family. All right. So now that I've been over there, let me know in the comment section. Do you think you have what it takes to become a millionaire? Do you display any of these specific characteristics? I can't answer that. Only you can. But I think most people do. I think most people, just have to be able to think outside of the box. Real talk. Most people have to think outside of the box. And before I end this live off, one, I just have to say, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Everyone who's contributed to watching and all that great stuff. And remember that the only limit that you set in this life is the one you put on yourself. Don't let society limit you when it comes to anything. All right. I really say that with all. Don't let society limit you to anything. All right. Please don't. It's not worth it. It's really not. So this article, like I said, I'm about to end this off now. But this article, this man made more than $1 million in 2021 from something. And the thing is that it's not talked about enough, especially in sources. Look at you basically become a millionaire and more is what it's all about. Not only services and products you can sell. Once again, what services and products that you can sell. All right. Heck, even Obama's right. You think of Steve Jobs, same thing with Damon Jobs, same thing with Bob Johnson, same thing with Mark Cuban. Jeff Bezos, since we're talking about Amazon, he sold a product, he sold a service. A lot of times a job can make you a millionaire if you work making 100,000, 150,000 or more, how you're saving your money, how you're investing your money. But majority of the time, how you become a millionaire is what product and services are you selling outside of the quote unquote regular W-2 9 to 5. All right. So that's all in that aspect. All right. So Mark Dawson, who's 49 years old, author from Salisbury, England. He's publishing via Kindle Direct Publishing, and Business Insider verified his earnings and pricings with documentation. His books did sell, he stated, weren't very good books, which didn't help. They were published in 2001 and 2003 by Macmillan. The covers weren't great. They didn't get great marketing at the time. I was a lawyer working in London for big litigation practice, which I didn't much enjoy. I started working for the British Board of Film Classification, where I was being paid to watch TV and give age ratings. It was great. Everybody has their own different passion all at the same time. But a couple of friends told him that he needs to publish his books on Kindle, because this was during, especially, when you think about 2003, 2005, that's when more and more books were becoming more digital and whatnot. I'm still, when it comes to reading a book, I'm still old fashioned. I could listen to Audible books. I could do the Kindle things, but I'm a hard, copy book kind of guy myself, but I don't knock that at all. But like I said, the digital space allows more and more people to get their books and services much doing business, and you can buy a book on Amazon all at the same time. So he said he started writing another book back in 2010. He spoke with his agent. They reached out to publishers and wasn't sure whether he wanted to self-publish it, but no one agreed to publish it. So without really any other choice, he thought, let's see how it goes. And he decided to publish his book back in 2012, free for readers. Kindle allows you to do that if you are exclusive to Kindle Direct Publishing. A total of 41,000 copies were downloaded from Amazon alone. He said he was stunned. He had no idea that was possible. But there was no mailing readers joined there. No, he stated, I missed the opportunity. Second book Kindle, and he added an option to sign up for his mailing list. And at the back of the pre-one, he says, I could start to drive readers to the new book, knowing that they probably like it. He stated, if you'd like to join my mailing list, I'll send you a free short story or something along those lines. One of the best business decisions he made was writing a series with a recurring character. And to me, that was, it's kind of like if you think about the Harry Potter series, how successful those series was. And I think the woman who wrote those books, I believe she was almost broke, or was broke as a joke. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so if I'm got it wrong, let me know in the chat room. But that's from my recollection. That's how the story went. All right. But anyways, he says he was commuting into London from Salisbury by train. It was the best office space he ever had. He would put his headphones on and write for 90 minutes there and back on the train. And that's some of the smartest things you can do a lot of times. I remember seeing people doing homework and writing stuff when I used to do the whole commuting thing via train and via slugging or whatnot, which is basically legal hitchhiking in the DMV area. He published 4 novels in that first year via Kindle, and he started making much more from the books than what he was making in his day job. So he quit his job in November 2014 and started writing books full time. He says, I usually write 2,000 words in the morning. I write on a business side of the afternoon. So at the end of the day, and he says, myself, I'm still writing my life story book. He says, my advice is to start spending $5 a day using Facebook on Amazon to try to get the point where advertising is recurring more than you're spending, and invest the profit you make. If it continues to go well, you can hopefully spend 3 figures a day. So that's just, some good advice. He says he replies to all his readers' emails. It's one of the most powerful ways to market his brand for competitors who have traditional publishers behind them, and he profits from his books much more than he ever got from traditional publishing. So that's it. At the end of the day, it's just another great story showing that, hey, you can become a millionaire if you invest in yourself. We bought the narrative to always invest in ourselves via college and school, other trade schools and whatnot. But are you willing to invest in yourself outside of those particular categories all at the same time? Because, by the way, don't get me wrong, those great investments. That's not going to get any flack from me. I've invested in education in many ways, and I think we all need to invest in education. But after that, you can answer that question. I can't. At the end of the day, only you can answer that question. I can't, and I'll leave it at that. But thank you for those that stuck it out with me. Sorry for the lagging. I did not realize that was happening until later, but thank you, person in the comment section, for letting me know that that was taking place. And there it is again. But anyways, I'm about to call it a night because I'm getting ready to get some dinner. But I greatly appreciate everybody. Hopefully everybody's having has a great weekend. Hopefully people continuously to make money moves. And hopefully you got something out of this, because at the end of the day, it's all about, are you willing to do what it takes? I can't answer that question. Only you can. But on that note, do the great thing for things. Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Time for me to call it a day on that nonsense. All that great stuff. Time. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement, with those, you would make some money moves, especially with WEBULL. Be able to get up to a couple of free stocks. So don't just listen to a random guy on YouTube and all that great stuff. So that's just one thing I gotta take into consideration. But another thing before I call tonight's video off, if anybody's ever given you any slack, any drama about you, chasing your goals and aspirations, because I know it happens a lot. One thing you just got to do it like this.
You ain't got no slip malt liquor. You ain't keeping it real. You ain't representing. What you doing up in here, boy? Shit.
Don't let anybody get on your nerves. Don't let anybody, hold you down. Don't let anybody bring negativity to your life. It's the easiest thing on the planet for somebody to do, and that's why one of my t-shirts says that you can get on my online store. I don't do drama. I do business. Or it's all about, and then behind my shirt it say stocks, bonds, business, real estate, and cryptocurrency, because it's just easy for people to get in your face and to bring all kinds of nonsense and drama to your place, and my mindset is just ignore them and keep it pushing and keep it moving all at the same time, because, and then, it's like if you get any trolls on the internet, you just got to go old school Debo, like it's the movie Friday, and be like this.
Cool.
Oh, shit!
That's my fight, punk!
That's my dream, punk. If you could read the captions that was on the video, I feel like Debo, and I'm not going to hit anybody, but just like I said, verbally, I'm just going to be like, have a nice life, and that's my nice way of saying I'm done with this conversation. You got your dreams, goals, and aspirations, regardless of how old you are, regardless of your race, regardless of where you came from. Make it happen, get it done until you're number one, and I'll leave it at that. So on that note, do the great three things: like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. As I always say, make money moves, or you're gonna live broke like a fool. Thank you guys for tuning in, and take
Mike, now.